Big challenge this time. We've got Johan Cruyff's Barcelona 91-92 team, which in turn inspired the Ajax team of 95 under Louis van Gaal. Total football domination. Can we recreate it for Ajax in today's age? So how's it going, folks? So we're going to try and bring Ajax as the present day back to what they were famous for total football. I know Ajax are doing okay at the minute, but I want to see them totally dominate playing this fluid system, and that's what we're going to try and do season by season, tweak by tweak in the tactic to see if we can get there. So the philosophy of this journey is going to be, we're going to do it like Ajax do it. We're going to use the youth team, promote as much as we can with a couple of signings here and there that do bring some in where needed. So key positions, we might bring some in, but I want to nurture the youth as well. Squad's there, it's updated squad for the 21-22 season. So players, like I said, like Ryan Gravenberch, a lot of people know him, heard about him, he's only 18, so he might not start from the get-go, but we're going to bring him in, maybe in season 2 and 3, to be a regular starter. For now, maybe he'll be a bit of an impact player, play some games here and there. There's a load of players like that. Another one is in defence, Wrench. He's going to be a top player, but he's only 17, so for the time being, if we haven't got the players we need for the system, we'll bring some in, but not at a huge amount. That's the way Ajax kind of work. So let's get on with it. Let's try and recreate this tactic. The tactic above is the one that Van Gaal kind of tweaked from Cryuff in Barcelona in 92. So that's what we're going for. Interesting. So layout wise, let's have a look at this. So I'm thinking, obviously, it's 3 centre-backs, right? Now, from research, what I've done is you're going to have 2 centre-backs that stay a bit wider, and we're going to have the middle one on cover. He's a bit of a ball player. He's going to stay on cover. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to put him as a libero, which is quite tempting, purely because the libero tends to come into these areas here. And when we discuss this role, it might get in the way. So I'm going to keep him as cover, but a ball player. So this role here is an interesting one. You can see that it's Frank Rijkaard. In Cruyff's team, it was Guardiola. Proper ballers. And from research and from memory, because I am old, crew, I am old, what he did was he dropped back, received the ball to start moves from there. So he's dictating the game from deep and orchestrating traffic. So for now, this can change as we go through this journey. We're going to have him deep line playmaker on defence. So he's going to sit, he's going to drop back there, receive the ball off the centre backs and start the game. Midfield's interesting. You see above there. So you've got your Guardiola there, and he was flanked by 2 proper grafters, hard-working players. In this instance, you've got Edgar Davids and Seedorf flanking Rijkaard. So they're going to have a big role to play here, because they're going to have to cover these areas here, these areas there. Now, your options are obviously ball-winning midfielders, Mazzalas, but we're going to go with, I think we're going to go with the hardest game name to pronounce is Carrilero. So what this does is, it's a shuttler. So it covers these areas in here. As you can see when you select Carrilero, the only hard-coded instruction is stay wider. We'll add a couple of those, but my main aim for these players is to do the legwork in and around these areas, let this lad play the ball. So both roles are going to sit as the Carrilero role. In front of them, we want the main creative outlet higher up the pitch. So we've got the Rijkaard stroke Guardiola role here. Now here, we've got Jari Litmanen in there. So what a player he was. Free spirit, but beautiful on the ball, killer balls, can finish. I'm thinking, rather than an advanced playmaker, I'm thinking Trequartista in the hole, allowing him to roam around, move into channels, and basically do what he wants in that hole. So Trequartista for now. Now the wider roles are highly advanced, as you can see. They are advanced, and they are to supply and stretch the game, because otherwise it's going to be super narrow. And from research, I mean, even the players there, Finidi, George and Mark Overmars, absolutely rapid, fast, stretch the game. So what I'm going to go with, I'm going to keep them high up the pitch. This is risky looking tactic already, right? I'm going to keep them up the pitch, and I'm going for winger support on both. Doesn't mean they're going to stay out there. Now and again they're going to tuck in if they need to, but I need them to stretch the game. I need them to be fast to try and replicate the total football philosophy. Now up front, Patrick Kluivert, complete all-round striker, and that's exactly the role I want him to do. I want him to be a complete forward, piecing everything together, because as a complete forward, they'll literally do the lot. The key's in the name, crew. The key's in the name. So we're going to have a complete forward. Now, tentatively, that's the layout. Team instructions is a different gravy. Right, team instructions. I think I've got them drilled down. Let me know what you think. This is very much the trial for season 1. So, short passing, it's going to be that passing fluid motion that we know and so familiar with the Barca and Ajax teams. Playing out of defence, obviously these boys are all going to be ball players. We're going to do low crosses because we've got 2 wingers here. Let's use them to their capabilities. They're going to get to the byline. Let's get that ball across. More expressive, technical, beautiful team. Higher tempo. So we're pinging it around. We're not slow. We're pinging it around. Now, in transition, the reason this boy's here is he drops deep for the ball. Let's get him the ball. He's going to do that. Now, another interesting one. We're going to counter press. So when we lose the ball, we're going to get it back. We're going to win it back. So familiar with the Barca teams. The philosophy has stayed to this day. Now, we're going to hold our shape when we do win the ball back and start again. We're not going to just bomb on. We're going to start again because in a shape like this one, we need to be sure of what we're doing. We need to control the game. Out of possession, we are aggressive team. High defensive line, high line of engagement. So we'll let Kluivert, our version of Kluivert, whoever that may be, push high up along with the wingers. We're going to press urgent, not to the extreme, and that's the way we're going to set up. That's our team instructions for now. I'm happy. Now, the only changes for player instructions, the key ones are at centre-back. So centre-back, they're going to kind of play like a hybrid full-back. So when we've got the ball, they're both going to come out here. In essence, they'll turn into this sort of shape when we've got the ball. Quite ballsy, but when they lose the ball, they then tuck back in there. 2 lads in midfield have got a proper job on. They're going to work in and around there, trying to win the ball back. If these boys, the wingers, lose it, they've both got shoot less often, tackle harder, as has the playmaker, hard-coded in. We're pass first. We don't want to be taking stupid shots. Wingers, again, shooting less often, getting to the byline. I want them assisting the ball in. Trequartista, the main creative force, higher up the pitch, more direct passes. I want him to shoot more because he's going to be in them areas. And your complete forward, he's got everything already hard-coded in. He's good to go. That's what we're going with. Positive mentality. It looks ballsy. I'm excited. I've never used a shape anything like this in FM. Ajax have got a great squad. For domestic football, we should win the league. Even playing a ballsy system like this, that's got to be the priority. There are a couple of areas I need to improve on though. I want an experienced playmaker to take a bit of pressure off Ryan Gravenberch. I also desperately need an attacking winger with pace. Anthony's in there now, but he's left-footed. He's not electric. He's going to be a great player. He's a wonder kid. He's only 20, but I see his future position probably a bit inside. So I'm going to go and have a look for a winger, a lightning-quick winger, and a bit more of an experienced playmaker to slot in that Guardiola Rijkaard position to help Ryan Gravenberch out a bit. Now, when we get them 2 players in, I'm quite confident in the team. Long term, I'd like a better striker. We've got Sebastian Haller up there. He's got a lot of good attributes, but he's more of a target man. He's lacking a bit when we click on him as a complete forward. He hasn't got the long shots. He's not great at assisting, his passing and things like that. His dribbling aren't great. So that's one we'll look to improve on. But I'm trying to keep it realistic as well. So first season, Haller will be our striker. So the winger that I was looking for, this is a very Ajax style of signing. It's Hoffenheim, he's 26 years old. Look at the pace, absolutely electric. 18, acceleration 15. This is what I wanted. I want him to hook that touchline down there and who can also finish a bit. You can see he can play a striker. I like him. He's not going to cost too much money. If we go to Ask Agent about availability, between 5 and 8 million, which is a very Ajax style signing. We'll try and get him in for the right hand side. For deep line playmaker, I'm going to go for Sergei Dada. He's at Espanyol, who have been relegated to the 2nd division, the 2nd tier, but look at his attributes. He can control the game, 16, passing, vision, technique, first touch. I love it. He might cost a little bit more. He's at 18 mil, about in our ballpark. That's going to be our playmaker if we can get it over the line. Okay, crew, a bit of time has passed. They've got them signed in. That is the replication for season 1. I'm not completely convinced on it, but I am quite happy on it. That's the shape we'll start with. Is it going to work? I'm not too sure. Little point, guy in centre midfield there, Martinez, is actually down as a centre back. I prefer him in that Carolina role. He's It's more defensive minded. It's going to fit nicely in there with Klaassen, Bibao and David Neres on the wings, spreading the game, allowing us to pass and move. Hey, let's see how we go. We're going to play some games now. Let's play 6 months. Let's get to January and see where we're at. This is the one I like. Average possession with the ball. Remember we said that we kind of revert to the centre backs moving over to be kind of full back. So there you go. And there we go. It looks good, doesn't it? So we've got our centre back left, Tagliafico there. Alvarez, our centre back right. Basically playing like an inside full back. Leaving Daley Blind there. And just ahead of him is Gravenberch in that defensive midfield role. So it's looking dead good that. We've got Tadic getting nice and high. We've got the two boys either side, Klaassen and Lisandro Martinez, and then we've got Neres and Bibao supplying the width. Double thumbs up on that one. Completed passes is just ridiculous. They are all over the pitches, which is what we wanted. Look at that. I mean, geez, there's loads. We're passing it to death. Combination plays, lovely as well. Just click this on, there we go. So there's a load of combinations coming in and around. Little short passing, enjoying it. But the main thing we're looking for is this. Average possession with the ball has been pretty perfect. Now without the ball, as we take with ball up, you can see we're probably a little bit, I'm thinking we're a little bit too high. Neres and Bibao and probably Davy Klaassen should probably be back a little bit. So that's going to lead me to tweak this formation ever so slightly for the second half of the season. So sitting first in Eredivisie. As I said, we've won 14 out of 18. Goal difference is good on 33. And the guy that we had doubts about, Sebastian Haller, is actually doing all right. He's scored 17 in 25, 14 in 17 in the league. So he's doing the business. I'm still looking to replace him in the second half of the season. And Dusan Tadic is having a great season as well. 13 goals in 22 games. I'd like some more assists from him though. So maybe the Trequartista role might need to be tweaked. I'm now thinking about Onganash. Maybe he's floating around too much. I need to sit him there just to supply some bullets. You can see how well the team are playing. Look at the average rating leaderboard. We are completely dominant. Davy Klaassen, Gravenberch, Zachary, Haller, Tadic, Tagliafico. They're all on there. They're all having barn storming seasons. So that leads me to the tactic. After what we've discussed. So that's what we've gone with. And I'm enjoying it. They're playing some lovely football. I'll get a clip shortly. But after what we've said there, I like the shape. I like the team instructions. They're doing the business. I've created this new style for the second half of the season, and it's this. Dead simple. We're just dropping these wingers back slightly, but instead of being on support setting like they are there, they're going to be on attack setting, so they'll get further up the pitch when we get the ball. It's more for when we don't have the ball, this, so they can get back a bit and help us out in defence. There's that Tadic switch as well to Onganash. Now the main reason I'm doing this is, if we look at the schedule here, you can see we've absolutely blitzed the league. It's been fantastic. There's 7-0 wins, there's 5-goal wins. The one game there we got a bit battered in was Liverpool away. I mean, everybody can get battered by Liverpool away, right? But I'm trying to recreate the domination of Ajax here, so I'm trying my best. There's the game. It's the only game we haven't competed in all season. You can see the shots that Liverpool got away. It was crazy. They dominated us. We didn't have a lot of the ball. We only got 2 shots away. It was pretty lame. So we can cruise through the Dutch league if we want, but we want more than that. League table there. So the league should be done and dusted by the time we come back for the end of the season. We're going to try this new tactic where we withdraw the wingers back a bit and we ask Dusan Tadic to hold his position more in behind the striker. Let's see how it goes. I'm confident, but here's a little clip of how the boys have been playing. I almost forgot. You might notice as well the key position there that we changed to the Registar. So instead of a deep line playmaker, I wanted him to be more of an influence, so he's going to get around and a little bit higher. So both roles in both formations there, and Ajax season 2, I'm calling it, even though we're starting it in season 1. He's in a Registar formation there. Okay, so let's see how we shape up in this game against VVV. So you can see we're out of possession there, and the positions look pretty good. We've got our 3 centre-backs across. We've got our defensive midfielder there. For midfield, we've got Tadic there. In behind, Haller. Building from the back, Tadic dropping deep in that Trequartista role. Allowed to run with it, smashes it, in it goes. Lovely. Counter-attack with Bibao. This is why we've got the lightning fast wingers into the box. He goes, brought down Looks like it's going to be another penalty. Penalty awarded. We have got a lot of penalties this season. When this goes in, we'll check Tadic's stats. In it goes. Right, have a look at this. And there you go, 9 penalties. And it's no coincidence when you look at the way we're lined up. Big time pace on the wings. Lots of possession again. Here's David Neres, cleared this time. Gravenberch, Augustin in traffic. Klassen, Gravenberch, lovely ball to Neres, and that is beautifully done. You can really see the register taking control. Here's Klassen out wide, is that Carrillo. Gravenberch with the through ball to David Neres, who pings it in. So this is where you're going to be a bit exposed down the flanks if you lose the ball, like VVV got us there in behind. So that's what you've got to watch out for. As we pause it there, what we've got to improve for next season and to make this tactic more complete is the shots and on target ratio. We're getting plenty of shots away. They're just shooting from bad angles, even though we've got work ball into the box, so we'll have to work on that. So in that last match, there is the average possessions. You can see with the ball, it's still really nice. We've got the 2 players wide, Tagliafico and Missouri on this occasion, and the 3 lads in midfield doing their job. Now what's interesting is, for that last match, we dropped the defensive line back slightly, and this is results. Trying to make ourselves more solid, you can see now, 3 centre backs right across, and I've got more compact midfield, 4/5 with 1 man up front. Season done, title claimed just by 1 point. We only lost twice, but as we delve deeper into it, let's get it up there. There you can see we scored 76, conceded 27, so we didn't score that many. Feyenoord had a blitz of a season scoring 91, so we need to get some tips off them. But as far as the first season goes with that tactic, it was pretty damn good. Now if you look at the individual player stats on this, Haller topped the charts with 23, but he did go through a few periods of having goal drought. He scored 23 and 32, and perhaps being a bit harsh, but when I'm going to use this complete forward, I really need a player to be complete. So in the off season, before I start this season 2, I'm going to get a better player, because I'm convinced that this tactic, after all the tweaking, this tactic's probably the way to go now. A combination of this one and this one, just a couple of tweaks depending on our position. Again, average rating there dominated. It was nice to see Tagliafico playing as a centre back getting the best average rating in the entire league. I took him in at centre back because wanting to come outside when we have the ball is absolutely ideal for that. Heading 15, jumping reach 13, good positioning, good marking. He's just ideal for the left hand side centre back in a free, and all the others are great. David Klassen, this is interesting, playing that defensive role. Remember, bit of a weak end to the season, but 14 assists from that role is really interesting. So we've got this double pivot in there, the 2 Carrillos with the register. Now Gravenberch, it was supposed to be his like entry season, if you like. If you check it out now, you can see what he did. We played him more and more. He played 28 games in total from the start, 8 assists, really nice average rating. He's ready for next season. His value shot up to 24.5 mil. We also bedded in Wrench quite nicely as well. He ended up with 20 games, average rating of 7. His value is going up. I've turned down bids all over the place. There'll be linchpins next season. As far as next season goes, we need a complete forward to make this complete football, total football. With a few tweaks, I want to see us on top of nearly all of these team stats next season. Conversion rate's not good enough, down in 5th. Average possession is where we want to be. Clear cut chances, we want more of those. That will go hand in hand with expected goals for. And obviously goals, we're down in 3rd with only 76. So we need to get that better. We're the best defensive team in the league, that's all good. But those top ones there, I want to see them better for the end of season 2. So it involves some tweaking to the tactic. Now, this is the role. I tried it as an Onganash. It didn't really work. This is the role I'm not sure on. Tadic had a good personal season. He scored 21 in 41 games. But there was 10 penalties in there, and he only provided 5 assists. So if I'm a Littman role like that, I need something more from there. So that's the big role that we need to get right. It's just not quite there. This is the team that's going to go for it in season 2. Very similar layout. The only things I've tweaked is the Tadic role is now an attacking midfielder on attack with a ton of PIs. We'll get to that later. I brought in Santi Mina from Vigo, 12 million. A very Ajax-like signing, only 25 years old. Conor Gallagher in on loan from Chelsea as well. And this boy, who I think could be the little hidden gem, Jose Juan Macias, brought in for 13.5 million. A lot of instalments in that one. He was on loan last season at Getafe, scored 9 from Shivers, already 8 goals in 15 caps. Got eyes on him to play there. He's going to be my secret weapon, I think. Right, crew, we've got it sorted now. Our tactics are finalised. I'm happy with it. I'm conscious how long the video is because I know it's getting over 20 minutes now. So what we'll do is we'll go into this Bayern game. That's a good marker to judge it. Now, if you're interested in what happens for the rest of season 2, let me know in the comments and I'll post it in the community tab, some screenshots, or in the Discord as we go. We'll try and do back-to-back double, and we're going to try and progress a bit further in the Champions League with this little beauty of a tactic that we have created. For me, it's as close to it as we're going to get, especially when you look at the average positions of the players. That's what we've managed to do. You can see the Ajax team there of 94-95-ish era with Van Gaal, and that's our version. Up to date, they are pretty much doing it by the book. Big shout to Tadic in that role in number 10. He's doing his best Lippmann impression. I could have done with a few more assists, but I think we've replicated it pretty well, especially the boys in midfield and the boys at the back, 100%. Look how wide they go when they've got the ball. Amazing what a quality striker can do. Santi Mina finishing off the chances, big win against Bayern, one of the best teams in the game. So this tactic can work. You've got to work hard at it, but it can work. Let me know what you thought about the vid. Thanks for sticking with it. It's a long one. Remember what I said. If you want to see what happens in season 2, let me know and I'll put it in the community tab. But for now, thank you for watching. I absolutely love doing that vid.